Hi, Judge Martin. Uda Bum Bum here, one of your fellow earthlings, whom you evicted out of his 42-year homestead, as me supposedly being a tenant in my own homestead. Here's a picture of where I built my house in 1985. Had my parents out over here for a number of years. You did this upon someone claiming to have bought my property from someone who claimed to have inherited it out of an estate, and with me screaming fraud to you, but never did anything upon this. Remember me complaining of fraud in your court? And you not letting me have a trial to show that it was all fraud, that they indeed had no chain of deeds, and me showing you the deeds where it could not have come out of the estates they claimed to have gotten it out of. It was never in any of those. And the sheriff himself coming out and evicting me and throwing all my homestead, all my possessions, all my memories from all my parents out on the street, and coming out with 8 armed men. I was told by the neighbors, endangering my life, Mr. Martin. What were you thinking? Besides that, only the Justice Court of the precinct that the property is in can do evictions. And furthermore then, Mr. Martin, how does somebody buying my property, even if it had been legal, turn me into a tenant? Here is some of that other screwball stuff that they tried to make me appear as a tenant, coming up with a bogus $36,000 back rent where they couldn't even figure out what the rent was. Taking 6 arbitrary houses in the neighborhood, coming up with the average of them 6, and then calculating it down to the penny. And then threatening to sue me if I didn't pay that, when they've been suing me for a year and a half, Mr. Martin. Something is screwy about this. Anyhow, here is the sheriff calling me, Sheriff Joe Carter, the day after he did this to me, the crocodile tears, checking to see if I was all right. And with this, I present this, and let you figure out, and everybody figure out, that something surely stinks here. And here we go. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. You caught me in the middle of a bunch of stuff over here, doing some groceries and putting them in at the moment, so let me get my some other stuff straightened out. Okay, I can talk now.
Yes, sir. Okay.
Okay.
You doing okay?
Well, physically, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I got a question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Tell me what happened over there as what occurred in my place. I wasn't there. Were you there?
Yes, sir. I was there.
Doing what portion of the stuff? Were you there at the beginning or the end or what?
I was there from the time they served the WRIT, the possession. The notice was posted on your door.
Yeah. Well, who was in charge of that? Were you in charge or was Henson in charge? Who was in charge?
When you say in charge, what are you talking about? Of what part?
The eviction.
The eviction, the writ of possession was executed by the sheriff's office. Sam was there, and so was I.
Okay. Who was the officer in charge for the sheriff?
Sam does our writs. He does the writs. He does the legal part of that.
Okay.
When I was there, Sam works for me.
Okay, I know that. So Sam was.
That you asked me. Okay, I just clarified what you asked me. So I was asking for you.
So Sam was executing a witness, and you were there as a what, witness?
Yes, sir. Yeah, that's there with him.
Yeah, that was my question. So the one that was executing it was Sam, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what he does.
And you were there, I know that's what he does, and you were a witness, right?
They asked me, so that's, I don't know why you're asking me, but anyway, what else?
Okay. How many people were there approximately?
I don't have a clue. I have to look back and see. Couldn't tell you right off the top of my head.
Okay, just about how many officers were out there?
There were a few. I don't know exactly. I can get that number later. I don't have it right here in front of me.
Well, how many would you guess were there? You were out there.
I don't know. There may have been 7 or 8.
Thank you. Okay, and how long did the whole operation take?
However long it took them to move stuff out of your house.
Well, were you there all the time?
I was there for most of it, but I had to leave it late on in the afternoon.
Okay, that's fine. Okay. Who basically assembled the crew of officers that were out there?
I did.
You did. Okay. So you authorized the whole crew, right? Is that correct?
Authorized it. We were ordered under the court order, sir.
That's not what my question was. But the one over there, the court order didn't say how many people to take out there. Who authorized the number of people that came out there?
I requested assistance.
Okay, so you were the one that...
Okay, I've got some business I take care of you with right quick, okay?
Let me know. I got some more questions, but thank you for
Well,
calling.
I'll answer your question in just a second. I need to talk to you about your property that's out there. The commissioner said that you're willing to call and you want to get some of your property?
I've talked to the commissioner.
Okay. If you need to get your property, you need to get there and get it, Udo.
The property has already been taken by other people, but I just had some questions onto that particular one, okay? Are you still there? Are you still there? I may have disconnected on my phone, fiddling around with the damn stuff. Let me see what else I had. So
Mr. Burke, I just want to make sure you understand. I just want to make sure you get your property, whatever you want out there, because we have to clean it up.
You got to complete it. Okay. The answer is that some of my property got destroyed and moving it out to the road.
I don't know anything about that.
Were you there as a witness?
I was standing by out there. I didn't watch all the moving of it. No, sir.
Did you notice the destruction of any of the property?
No, sir, I did not.
Were you looking at how they moved it?
That part of the time I was there, part of the time I wasn't, and at one point in the afternoon I had to leave.
I understand that.
Mr. Birnbaum, I understand what you're saying. I just want to make sure you were clear that if there's anything out there, we need to get it picked up. You need to go get it. Okay?
Thank you very much.
Yes, sir. You're welcome. If you need something, you let us know, okay?
I will. Thank you very much.
Thanks, sir. Bye.
Carter, again and again, portrayed himself as just following orders. Such is, however, clearly not the case. He himself, and by himself alone, assembling the crew of armed officers, and by his very presence having taken over from the supposed officer supposedly doing the execution, Samuel Hanson. Carter was deeply involved in this ever since his days as the bailiff in the 294th District Court, also so in participating in an impromptu discussion in 2015, such between Judge Chris Martin, then our district attorney, to him I was complaining, and Carter, such for 20 minutes or more at the counter of the county clerk. Also Carter, specifically in 2022, just after he had been appointed as a sheriff after the first resignation of Steve Hendricks. Here is a telephone message I left to him.
Your call has been answered by a via IP office, extension 454. You're not available. To leave a message, wait for the tone. When finished recording, press pound for more options. Record at the tone.
Joe Carter, this is Uta Birnbaum. 903-802-9669. I try to go in at a lower level. Nobody seems to understand. I have people on my place. They have bulldozed and torn down all my internal fences on my property. All your deputies, there appears to be a communication problem, a policy problem, that nobody can come out. I am the possessor of the property. I am in charge of the property. I'm complaining trespass, and they want to tie me up in matters of title. This is not a matter of title. I am in clear possession of the stuff. They either do not understand the policy that's being put out, or there is the wrong policy. I am in possession of this property and have been for 41 years, and I cannot get your deputies to come in over here and stop it. I'm being chewed out by your deputies, one after the other one. There is a policy problem. I did not want to get into this mode. I will send you some emails, but somebody that has some intelligence on property deeds and policy needs to get in touch with me before this thing gets completely out of control. They have torn down and bulldozed all my trees, and they're all going to die. Somebody needs in touch with me on the matter of policy as to what it is the policy is that somebody cannot come out over here to protect me from somebody that's tearing up my property. I'm in possession and have been in 41 years. Thank you very much. I will follow up with some sort of email, but I do best by phone. Thank you very much.
To make private, press 1. To make priority, press 2. To send, press priority. To make private.
Hold on. Okay, I didn't understand any of this. Tell me what's going on, what I need to do.
Go and move your car.
That is my property.
That is not your property.
That is my property.
We've had this conversation for 30 minutes to an hour the other day. And I explained to you.
Which one are you?
Right?
What is
I explained to you.
What is your name? What is your name?
Sergeant Roderick Young. We sat out there in your front door and talked the other day about, you showed me the paperwork, you were supposed to send me a copy of it to my email,
And I explained to you then that right now the court has awarded them the property because you claim you have paperwork and you showed me some paperwork. And I told you
I did.
paperwork is not valid.
Did I show you the paperwork?
You showed me the paperwork.
Thank you. You saw the paperwork of my deed. I may not have sent it to you.
The court has awarded it, and I told you you would have to go to the court and get them to try to overturn their previous ruling. Until they do that, you are not the owner of that property. And I explained that to you, and you said that you understood you were going to get dressed and you were going to go file that paperwork, and you will get a court date. But until that happens, they are the legal owners of that property.
Just because they filed a fucking piece of paper in the court, they are not the owner.
The law recognizes them as the owner because that's what, like I told you before, you held on to paperwork that you claimed would show that you were the owner. You didn't share that paperwork with anybody, including the land registration, or any of that other stuff. So as far as the law was concerned, at that point in time when that land was sold, it was sold by the rightful owners because you chose not to do it. You chose not to show that document valid or have anything. Until something is filed, the court only has what it knows has been filed with it.
I haven't. Let me correct you. Let me correct you.
Well, listen up. Like I said, the bottom line is,
settle down.
Options at this point. You can either move your car or your car is going to get towed.
Okay.
I will let you decide which one you're going to do.
I will move the car at this particular point, but I have no transportation to get to my car. Can you come out here and get my car?
No, sir. No, we don't do that. You got your car there. You can get your car back.
I cannot walk out there. I'm 85 years old.
How did your car get there, Mr. Udo? How did your car get there? You were the owner of the car.
I had somebody else do it for me.
You may want to call them.
I cannot get a hold of them.
Because if you don't, it's going to get towed.
Okay. I'm gonna walk out over there.
And I am headed that way. So minutes before I
hold
get
on,
there,
hold on.
that way.
I didn't hear what you said. You said you're headed this way?
Yes, sir. I'm going to head that way. So I'm just letting you know.
Okay, I'm simply saying, as you head this way, why don't you head this way to my house and I will move the car over there.
That will work.
Okay, you come by here by my house and you pick me up and I will go out there and you assist me.
No, sir. I am not your taxi cab. You went out of your way to do that, knowing that you didn't have the right to do it. You can undo what you did.
Forget about it. I'm 85 years old. I have a medical condition. If you want me to move that car over, I need to move that car. You can go by here.
If you choose not to move it, however means you got it moved over there, then that just means it's going to get towed, and you'll have to find another way to get the car from the tow yard. Those are the options that we have.
Okay, I will try. I tell you what, I will walk on the road. I will start walking on the road, and I may try to hitchhike over there. And as you come by, if you see me hitchhiking, pick me up. If not, I have a problem over there, I'll call 911 on the road to take me over there, okay? I am...
Mr. Udo, you can call 911 all you want to.
I'm
not coming to pick you up to take you to your car because you shouldn't have put your car there in the first place. So however you got your car there, I would call them. You claim somebody came and moved it for you. If that's what happened, then I would call them.
Hey, simmer down!
Move my car. You have a good day, and I will see you.
I will be walking out there starting right now. This is the kind of stuff I was complaining about to Carter. He had just been appointed sheriff after the forced resignation of Steve Hendricks. This deputy had previously shown up about a week earlier upon one of my many 911 calls, and this deputy had been peculiarly over-interested in deeds which were not at issue at all, but trespass upon my possession. to be noted in all of this is all this talk he has about the court has determined. This is clearly not the case. There have been no determination of any kind by the court. This case had not been filed. Curious is where he got all this interest about deeds, yet not knowing anything about it. He seemed instructed as to what picture to present, as he had been curious about just exactly what to look for, which was deeds, when he came by. His general picture he was trying to paint, that I was somehow at fault. This sort of argument is what showed up in that lawsuit among. The real problem is they have no deeds, and they know it. Hi, Judge Martin. Woody Bum here, one of your fellow earthlings, whom you evicted out of his 42-year homestead, as me supposedly being a tenant in my own homestead. Screaming fraud to you, but never did anything upon this. Remember me complaining of fraud in your court? And you not letting me have a trial to show that it was all fraud, that they indeed had no chain of deeds. And the sheriff himself coming out and evicting me and throwing all my homestead, all my possessions, all my memories from all my parents out on the street, and coming out with 8 armed men. I was told by the neighbors, endangering my life, Mr. Martin. What were you thinking? Something is screwy about this. Anyhow, here is the sheriff calling me, Sheriff Joe Carter, the day after he did this to me, the crocodile tears, checking to see if I was all right. And with this, I present this, and let you figure out, never figure out, that something surely stinks here. And here we go.